When I really think about why don't most business owners have a marketing plan, and it's not just this industry, it's every industry, carpet cleaning, dentists, lawyers, the vast majority suck at marketing. I mean, that's just the reality, and that's because most small business owners are Gerbers, technicians suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure. They don't start a business because they have grandiose dreams of growing it to 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, selling for a multiple. They don't do this deep market analysis and competitive analysis and run it by the numbers and get private equity money. And I mean, that's not how most small business owners start the business, not how I started. And so when sometimes they'll have an operations plan because they kind of have to, and they usually do that out of frustration, like how do we onboard a client here? How do we troubleshoot a ticket? Like there's some SOPs that you have for the operational aspects of your business, and that's usually birthed out of necessity because you're frustrated and pissed off and angry and going, we need a checklist, because we got to know how to do this. So most of you have some kind of operations plan. Most businesses have some kind of operation system, if you will, but not many have marketing plans and marketing systems because, the reality is they don't embrace that. When they start a business, they're not thinking I'm entrepreneurially. A lot of times they're thinking, I just don't want to have a boss, right? I mean, or like me, I just needed to make an income because I got fired from my job and I had to do something, right? So I didn't, you start this business and marketing is not required to run a business. I mean, you don't have to succeed. You don't have to grow. Marketing is a discretional spend. I mean, you sort of need to pay the rent and the internet and the light bill. But marketing is one of those things that a lot of small business owners look at it as a direct deduction from their income. And it is, because it's an investment. That's how you invest in your business. You invest in marketing and sales and growing the team and those systems. And so if you're not thinking entrepreneurially, you don't have a marketing plan. And a lot of people don't like it. They kind of resent it, that they even have to do marketing. Now, you guys aren't too bad. Most of you don't resent marketing. But, if we go and if I was speaking to a group of attorneys, or worse yet, if I was speaking to a group of dentists or doctors, they're really annoyed that they have to do marketing because they went to school, they got a degree, they shouldn't have to do this. Now, that was their ticket. I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get a degree, and then I'm going to be successful. But they don't realize that they still have to run a business, and running a business requires marketing. That is our goal, that's our responsibility as leaders. I mean, what is a marketing plan, guys? What is it? But it's your business plan. I mean, think about it. We have to determine who is our customer, what is our unique selling proposition, which is how are we going to compete? You watch Shark Tank. Robert's going to be here, after me next. And one of the things that really sets off the sharks is they ask, someone comes in and they say, here's my business, and I'm looking for $10 million for 2% equity in my company. And well, what's the idea? Well, it's these amazing GPS-driven socks. So you put these socks on, and you hook it up to your phone, and you put your destination in, and your socks make sure that you walk in the right direction. And socks are like $1 billion industry, and tech gadgets are $100 billion industry. And they give the TAM. They give this wildly, blown up, here's what the market is. And then the question always comes down to, that's great, tell me how you're going to get some market share. Tell me how you are going to take these great vibrating socks or whatever the hell it is that you've got and make money with it. And that's the marketing plan. That is the marketing plan. Who is our customer? How are we going to distribute it? What are we going to charge? How are we going to monetize it? How are we going to get recurring revenue? How are we going to go sell it to retail or direct to consumer? That's all a marketing plan, right? And so most business owners don't have a business plan because they don't understand marketing. They don't understand that is your job as CEO, is to come up with those plans, to come up with how are we going to grow this thing? What is our end game? How are we going to get there? And write this down, because a friend of mine, Ken Glickman, actually gave me this years ago. And all planning has just 3 questions you've got to answer. That's all. There's 3 questions. If you really want to boil it down, right? It's where are you? Where are you right now today? in revenue and clients and growth and whatever. Where are you? Where do you want to go? So that's the goal. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to 1 million, 10 million, 100 million? Do we want to be local, regional, national, international? Where do we want to go? And then the big question, which is the marketing plan we're going to talk about, is how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? And that's what the sharks are hearing when they're pairing business pitches. You've got to convince them, I know how to get, here's where we are, here's where we're going to go. I'm the guy or the gal that's going to get us there, and this is how we're going to get there. That's what they're buying. That's what the sharks are looking at. And, like, if you don't have a plan, it helps if you've already executed and you have some sales to show, but it's more important that you show. So number one reason why people don't have a business plan is they don't realize that is their job as CEO. They don't embrace it. They don't fully understand it. Maybe they don't want it. That's why outsourcing, someone comes to us and they say, oh, I just want to hire someone to do this for me. See, they don't understand, right? They don't understand marketing. They think marketing is a calendar and a media plan, meaning, okay, well, we're going to send out postcards we just had 4th of July, so in July, we're going to send out postcards about freedom from your IT problems, and then August is like here in Nashville, it's back to school, so we're gonna do social media posts about back to school, getting back to the basics on IT, or so, So they think it's like this media plan, like should we do pay-per-click, should we do SEO, should we hire an appointment setter, should we do whatever, social media, run Facebook ads and so it's like they think of the media and they think of a calendar. That's what they think marketing is, and I'm trying to get you guys to understand that it is that, but it's not really that. That's not the strategic level that we want to get at. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't have a marketing plan. And then I think the second reason where many of you probably are still, this is where a lot of you still are, is you grossly underestimate the difficulty of the task. You grossly underestimate the difficulty of the task. And so you start doing something. You hire an SDR. You start doing the aspirin campaign. You kind of start doing QBRs maybe, right? You start doing SEO, blog posting, whatever it is you start doing, and you start doing it for a couple weeks, maybe a couple of months, 6 months, and you're not getting the traction you want. And I'm saying you as in general, right? Not you, all of you specifically, but then you get frustrated, you get busy, and you give up, right? I mean, because you underestimate the difficulty of the task. It's like, well, I hired a guy and put him in place to make calls, gave him a list, and you give him the 2-part training, good luck and hang in there, right? And, we look back 9 months and go, holy shit, we spent $900,000 and I haven't gotten but one appointment. And you see what I mean? Like, so because you underestimate, you think it's simplistic. If I hire a guy and put him there and give him a phone and give him a list and give him access to the dashboard. I mean, I get this call all the time. Got the call, last Q&A call was a marketing manager, and she's saying, I get this, where do I start? They're asking me. I'm like, well, darling, what were you hired to do? She says, marketing. I said, okay, I got that, but like, how is you, the owner, your boss, who's paying your paycheck, how are they going to know that you succeeded or not? We look back 6 months from now. What do you have to have accomplished in order for them to feel like you were a good investment? No idea. She has no idea. Well, how can I possibly tell her where to start when she doesn't know where she is or where she's going? I can't tell her how to get there. See what I'm saying? So, it's difficult. So I want you guys to know if you're struggling with it, if you're frustrated with it, I get it. It is difficult. It really is. It's difficult for me. I deal with the same issues you guys deal with. So the best you can do is embrace that you have to own this marketing plan. It is a weekly, daily, mother henning this thing to make sure you hit your numbers and so forth, because we are halfway through the year. The question is, are you on track to your stated goals? Not my goals, to your goals. Are you on track? Are you making money? Are you hitting the milestones? Where are you ahead? Where are you behind? See, I can tell you right now where we're ahead, where we're behind. I know exactly, and I don't just know in general, I know nuanced. I know that we are slightly behind on Toolkit. We are ahead on Producers Club by 26%. We are ahead on MSP launch by about 10%. We're right on track, a little ahead with accelerators, and we're a little bit behind on toolkit sales, and I know exactly where we need. We have the hiring. I know we have the team in place. I know exactly where we are with that. I know where we are with the media buy. I know we still need another $1 million in sales this second half of the year in order to hit our stated goals and quota for Big Red Virtual, Big Red Media. I know exactly where I'm at. I don't have to wait till my CPA gives me my tax return next April and says, here's how you did. Like, I know exactly where I'm at. I know exactly what I need to do. And believe me, you're constantly fixing, you're constantly adjusting, but do you know, are you on track? Are you off track? Are you completely clueless? I have no idea, because I haven't looked at my goals, I haven't looked at my numbers. And I think this is the thing that really, I just had to do a beat down on a bunch of the client coaches. So, it's like, they have goals on the dashboard. And see, when you tell me you post a goal on the dashboard, I take it very personally. You're making a commitment to me. And you're coming to me as a client, a coach, a member, and you say you want to put $1 million in your business. I take that like you mean it. I'm binary. O'Leary said this, business is binary. You either win or you lose. You either make money or you don't. You guys know how binary code works, right? It's a yes or it's a no. You close, like I just had this conversation, poor Carrie, she's getting the full Robin, the new account exec, she's a sweetheart. And I said to her, we had the June sales training event, we were making an offer for Shock and All. Carrie, did you close any sales? And she starts telling me a story. I'm like, that's a no. Because if it was a yes, you get a yes right away. No's always come with these stories, right? Before I tell you the dysfunction and the failure, let me explain why. I don't care, it's yes or a no. Business, did you hit your goal or did you not hit your goal? It's binary. Now, once you know that, then it's how do we adjust? Because you either close the sale or you don't. You either implement the marketing system or you don't. If it's health issues, you either do the workout or you don't. You either eat the donut or you don't. It's binary. And we got to stop all these stories we tell ourselves about why we can't do it. We're busy. We're going to give ourselves a timeout. We're going to roll it over to the next quarter. I mean, laissez-faire. And that's one thing I would tell you guys, don't ever set a goal that you're not serious in keeping. Because every time you set a goal and you don't keep it, you basically train yourself that you don't keep your commitments. And that doesn't hurt me, that hurts you. Don't even make the goal then, right? Be serious. Be serious. You ever hear the term serious business? Not grim. We don't need to be grim, but we need to be serious. And so if we set goals, we got to hit those goals. If we say we're going to add $1 million, we add $1 million, and we will wear ourselves out until we get that $1 million. Because we know why we want to do it. That's the other thing. Do you know why you want it? Don't do it because I tell you to. That's the worst reason. Don't do it because anybody tells you. Don't do it because you feel you should. Oh, I should do more marketing. I should do the QBRs. I should raise my prices. You should all over yourself, right? That's what happens. Stop the shoulds. It's binary. Do it or don't. Make a decision, right? But don't be setting these goals and then just half-assing it, not looking at the numbers. I mean, we're in July, and I'm looking at numbers with members, and I'm like, there's no way tell me how you're going to pull this off, because you haven't added a single new customer this year, and your plan says you need to add 36. Is that real? That can't be. Is that real? If it's real, you better get your ass in gear. Tell me what you're going to do. Well, I got a webinar planned. Are you fucking kidding me? 36 customers in 6 months and you got a webinar planned? I'm just keeping it real, guys. You don't have to get 36. I didn't post that number. You posted that number. You told me that was your goal. You told me that's what you wanted to get. I don't know why you want it. Maybe you want it because you need the money. Hey, that's okay with me. Maybe you want it because you want to grow your business and give opportunities to your employees and you want to make more revenue and more profit so you can have a successful exit. Maybe you want to be able to reinvest in your business so you give your customers a better service. To have a little pride of ownership. Maybe, whatever your reason, that's up to you. But don't put 36 customers if you're not serious. Don't give me that. It's bullshit. You know, maybe we need to adjust it down. And if you need to adjust it down because life's kicking you in the ass, I get it. I get it. Life kicks us in the ass. And sometimes we have a goal. Life kicks us in the ass. You know, it's like the saying, man plans, God laughs, right? I had a plan in 2020, right? I had a plan. We had to kind of adjust those plans a little bit. So I get it. Sometimes life hands your ass to you and you got to readjust and rethink. But guys, pay attention to the numbers. So